All right, today's PA Farms quiz question. What stage would you say a plant like this is at? For all the V stages, submit your answer below. All right, guys, we're cutting some more hay. This field is miserable. I don't like it. It's a candidate for corn. It's just because this was reseeded back in 2015-16. It was tore up and reseeded by somebody else. Hang on, I'll come back. All right, I'm back with you. I'm sorry. This field is steep, and I have to watch because there are some pretty nasty ridges that you can just fall right off. We had some logging activity down in here, and there's some skid or ruts that were never fixed. And anyway, this was reseeded, and it's thin. It's very thin. The guy that seeded it had told me he never got back to overseed it. So it's just is what it is. You can see the terrain. It just drops off there. It's really hairy down in there. And this year I'm mowing it a little bit different. Instead of going along the hard hill, I'm trying to mow up and down. So it's making for an interesting mowing pattern. I can't just go around and around and around. But for safety's sake, I have to do it this way. So it's thin. I didn't get much off of it last year. Last year it was allowed to go to seed. It was July till I got up here. So it's just a miserable field. It's rocky. So I don't know how much footage I'll take. I'll do my best, but let me get a couple rounds done until I feel confident in what I have cut. And I'll come back with you. Seatbelt on because this captain intends on going down with the ship. I tell you, ever since my uncle was hit by my wife's uncle was hit by that car on the road, and it flipped him right out of the seat and got pinned underneath the roll bar on the tractor. Definitely, if the tractor has a seatbelt, I wear it. With this, basically, if I can stay in the seat, as long as my lap belt is on and I can stay in the seat, if it does dump over, it's probably just going to lay on its side. It's not going to be the violent rolling over many times. It's just not steep enough for that. So basically, my emergency game plan is if I feel it going and there's nothing more I can do, I'm just going to grab the steering wheel with one hand and the other hand shut the tractor off. I can get the tractor shut off in time. It's just going to lay on its side, and I shouldn't leave the seat. And there's really no projectiles in the cab. I should be okay. Other than a pair of messy pants, I should be alright. And if I get the engine shut off in time, the tractor might be alright too. Just set it up, and go again. Alright, a couple seconds of panic there. Not relating to the terrain. I heard something clunking when I went around the turn. I thought it was something in the transmission. So as I'm going out here, I heard it again. And here it's just a drawbar. When I went around a turn against those blocks. It is bore a little bit down there, but that's nothing major for sure. So we're still cutting. Nice day today. I kind of had an observation here. I'm enjoying the business a lot more this year than I did last year. Last year there were just a lot of things that made me nervous. When you have all equipment that you're not familiar with, and you have no idea what it's going to do, and you're just starting out, and the weather, last year the weather, oh my gosh. You could not make hay last year, for sure. We didn't have a stretch like we have right now. Pretty much got the equipment figured out, so it's just a much more enjoyable for guys that have been doing it for years. It might be hard to understand, I don't know. When I hit the field last year to bale my first field, I had no idea what was going to happen. Still cutting. And the good news is that hay that I have to bale tomorrow, I have a guy coming around the time when I'm bailing. He wants to take a trailer load, so get it right out of the field, so that'll be amazing. I'll probably just bale up enough to fit on his trailer and then stack him at the end of the field so he can help himself. And I have more wagon space to keep going. I'm almost positive the 4 wagons I have will hold it. Maybe not. This here's another large field too. Last year I cut it in 2 sections, but I think the area is deceiving because the crop is thin. So I'm sure I'll have to see. I may have to unload some in between, whatever. So we're still cutting here. Alright, so we got a cut. Not all of it. As you can see, I did the same exact thing last year. That's where the ruts are from the log skidder, and I do not want to drop one of my tires into one of those ruts. I'm basically just going to let that strip there. It's just going to have to go and become fallow again. It's just too darn steep down through there, and with those ruts being there, it's gone. It's wasted. The only thing you can do is come up here in the winter time with a skid steer, and the ruts are some places a foot deep, and you'd have to haul tons of dirt in because they go from there all the way down. I don't know. I'm not complaining about the logger. He's a good friend of mine, but one thing with logging, I think instead of using the fields, some of the roads in the woods have to be created to get logs out. They should have never been in the field. So that is a steep bank. I'm sure there's not much else he could have done. Like I say, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying if I was in charge of the property, I wouldn't let any of the access to any fields. Logging is a little bit rough on ag. The guy that was here before, there were a lot of wood chips and branches left in the field that he had in his tires, and it's just one of them things. So have to figure out something that works for the farmer and the logger. Both jobs have to be done, both with different types of equipment. So it's just down there, it's that bluegrass type of stuff that isn't real popular with horses. There's poison ivy in it, there's sticker bushes, there's groundhog holes everywhere. There's 3 springs in that little area down there that are wet constantly. It doesn't matter if you're in a drought, there are mud holes. It was a pasture, it was for cows, and I'm not going to attempt to, you can't even see, you look out through there, you can't even see that drops straight down and then flattens out. Well, where it's flat, where you could mow, it's just a mud hole, and the steep part, I'm not willing to go down in there. So I know other farmers in the past have done it, they have tried it, but if we get cattle here, I think we're gonna put a fence along here and fill it with cattle instead of this nonsense. It's just not good hay. It's not even worth my time cutting, and I don't want to risk flipping the tractor. So, all right, I'm gonna clean this all off. Should be done mowing hay for about a week. I'm gonna unhook the PTO shaft first, and then pull all that crap out from the cutter bar, clean everything off, and get it put away. So you guys can kind of see what I'm dealing with here. 986 ran good, but let me just walk. Just take a walk here. This field is full of black snakes too. This gets steep. Just walking on it, I can't believe I was on it with the tractor. I'm kind of don't really want anything to do with it. Yeah, you can kind of see that little bit of vegetation there. There's two real deep ruts, and that's all weeds. And there's a little hay here at the edge, but you just look at the terrain out through there. And then if you do start sliding, it's an embankment that drops off. I might have taken another swipe last year. Let me look at this. Maybe I can get, if I go on foot here, maybe I can see where, boy, this is, no, I'm just gonna stay away from it. Hey, it is what it is. I don't even want to mess with it. Hey, you heard other guys talk, you can't see steepness on camera, but just standing here, I'm standing here along the contour, and all my weight is on my left foot. Yeah, the heck with it. It's just not, there are places on this farm, if I wanted more land for ag that could be opened up for ag that are level. I've seen some pictures from the 60s and 50s even of more land up on top that was tillable at one time, and they left it grow up. Usually, I guess, either one, it wasn't very good land, or two, it was real rocky. Well, today we have a lot better technology to get rid of rocks. So I don't know, it's pasture. I just can't say it any other way. I really don't feel bad about leaving it there. I'm sure I'm paying rent on that acre down there, but whatever. All right, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming along. Plenty more videos to come. Stay tuned as we get through 2018 hay making season. Beautiful day today. Tomorrow's another beautiful day. I'm gonna get the baler out tomorrow and bale some hay, so stay tuned for that. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and I got to start getting ready for top dressing the corn. I'm making some changes, so we'll get into that today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, and thank you to everybody who watches.